This is going to be a short but very powerful Bitcoin update. We are going to have a look at the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to show you whether I think Bitcoin will go push higher right here or whether we will go lower. Also, what this green box basically means right here. We are seeing a breakout in the S&P 500. We are seeing interesting signs over on the Dixie and the US dollar Theta chart, which will confirm the scenarios that I will be talking about in today's video. So yeah, guys, this is going to be an important but very short update. What we can see right now, Bitcoin had a nice breakout, retest. We got a nice push to the upside. Right now we're coming back down. We're still holding the uptrend in the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame. But in the shorter term time frame, we might get a little bit less bullish momentum than we had right here. The bullish momentum might be running slightly out of steam. But guys, in the shorter term time frame, we still could go a little bit higher right here where we tap some supply, where sellers are stepping in. I will show you why this level is going to be important. And we potentially could do that with a bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame and eventually see Bitcoin correcting a little bit further right here, going into the first half of the November, which is going to align with the 4-year cycle low. We are expecting that 4-year cycle low in the first 2 weeks of November. Of course, this is a broad period, but this is we are trying to time something on a 4-year period time. So yeah, of course, there can be a little bit space on both sides. But I would say generally the first 2 weeks of November are going to be important for a low for Bitcoin. But yeah, guys, the first 2 weeks of November is going to be important for that 4-year cycle low. If we zoom out right here, why is this 21 K level such an important level? Well, I can just make a zone out of this. Then you can see exactly in this range, this level has been acting as resistance and support. Right here it has been acting as support. Here it has been acting as support. The moment we fall through it, we had a further dump to the next level. Right here you can see it acts as resistance. Right here as well. And yeah, right now we are basically testing that level. So this is really important. Of course, if Bitcoin can push above this level decisively, hold the 21K level right here, then that would be very bullish for Bitcoin, that we might see a further push to the upside. But I think it's very important to watch what the momentum indicators are saying when we are touching that level, but also what we are seeing over on Will Portal. Right now we are seeing positive funding rate. A slightly bullish sign that we had yesterday is that the funding rate actually turned not negative, but the positive side definitely shrinked right here, and the Bitcoin price went up. That was due to the fact that the Binance US dollar Tether contracts, Bybit Bitcoin contracts, and the Bybit US dollar contracts were, not completely negative, but were very low positive, and most were negative. This is already showing us that there was some strength in Bitcoin when the price is going up with a low positive funding. This is something that we are going to see when the next bull market starts. We are going to see Bitcoin's price going up, not when the funding is as positive as here, but when the funding is getting lower, but still remains positive, the Bitcoin price can still go up. That is an important fact to note. The most important thing is, that's why Will Portal is such important, that you can look at how Bitcoin react at previous times. If we are seeing it now right now more often, the funding rate goes slightly lower, so it's becoming less positive, but the price goes up, then we know how Bitcoin will react in the future on that, because that means that we are right now in those market conditions. Hope that makes sense. If not, check out Will Portal YouTube channel, watch that funding rates video. I will explain it more in detail over there. Exchange balance has been very significant as well, because the Bitcoin balance on exchanges has been decreasing, which actually predicted a move to the upside right here. So guys, that is what I'm watching with Bitcoin. When we go to US dollar Tether, we can see that we are actually testing that major support level again. We could fall through it. That is definitely possible. However, we right now watch on the 4-hour time frame. RSI is already oversold. We could be forming something like this, a fake out, and do a lower low in the price, high low in the relative strength index, and then eventually come a little bit back up. Maybe even test this resistance. If this chart will go up, Bitcoin will go down. That's why I think that this chart slightly aligns with Bitcoin going down, unless we decisively break this support, of course. If we decisively break it, the chances of Bitcoin breaking 21k is definitely higher. We want to see something like this, a nice decisive break to the downside. Then, guys, the Dixie is seeing a bounce from the support. We could be coming down right here, also forming a bullish divergence, something like this. Coming back down, maybe see another bounce while we actually make a higher low in the relative strength index. We have come from oversold conditions. This is just something important to note. I think this chart is very important to watch. Right now in the S&P 500 is actually looking quite bullish, but we're not there yet, because we are seeing a nice break of that support. We are seeing a nice push, but we are going to touch a resistance level in the relative strength index. The big question is going to be, can we push above that level as well, or are we going to do something like this, roll around? Of course, this chart is correlated with Bitcoin. If this one were to go down, Bitcoin most likely were to go down either. But guys, one thing I really want to point out, we also got a gap above us, which is possible we coming above to fill. Of course, that is possible. That would be more bullish. But we also have a gap still below us. So this means that, in my opinion, the chances that we eventually, doesn't matter if we first fill that gap or maybe roll over directly, the chances that we are coming back down right here is just very significant. And that in comparison with Bitcoin, with that 4-year cycle low that is coming up, I still think that we might have some downside to go for both charts. Doesn't mean that in the immediate shorter term time frame we are getting that downside, but it does mean that over the next coming weeks, most likely when this move ended, this retracement, we will come down and at least test these low right here, and maybe even shortly surpass it. I think time is the most important thing. Time is telling us that we not yet have bottomed in Bitcoin. That's why I think it's safe to say that it is better to be on the sidelines right now. Wait till November. The middle of November has passed. See what the price action is doing then. And based on then we can say with more confidence whether Bitcoin did bottom or not, because the seasons are changing. The seasons are changing then, which means that the bearish season is fading out and a bullish season could reappear. Guys, that was it for today's video. If you want to follow these scenarios, make sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, very much appreciated. Make sure to follow Will Portal on Twitter, as we are sharing a lot of signals over there. And make sure to watch Will Portal every time before you are opening a trade, as this is one of the best trading dashboards, actually the best one. I don't know any other trading dashboard which is providing this type of information in a one window, one eyesight kind of thing. So yeah, guys, if you all like that, make sure to smash that like button. I want to wish all of you a great Saturday ahead, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.